And every time you hear it, you're like, I'm not gonna bump to this song. But then you start catching a vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry. Yeah. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Love with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Love with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Love with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Love with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, whoa. East Coast with that gang, gang. You know we don't play games, whoa. Hop up on that wagon, oh please just get out the way. You know we stay stuntin', right up in your face. We sorry, not sorry, we just stuck up in our ways. West Coast, go ahead, stand up. Put that glass and hands up. Gang, 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 we famed up. Got that change, we bagged up. True love, we stay manned up. Ahem like I'm wheezy, yeah. Rap game just too easy, drip so sick, I'm queasy, whoa. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Love with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Love with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Love with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Love with the gang, gang, gang. Yeah. Watch me finesse, walk to the line. Good versus evil, God in his prime. Always in prime, always on time. Our time to shine, wifey is fine. I'm doing fine, glad that you asked. God fill me up, mud in my glass. God clean me up, all that I ask. Wherever you headed there fast. I am ahead, you are in last. Last time I checked, you were all gas. Gas in the whip it up fast. Fast and all furious, I'm starting to spaz. Getting all curious, you put me on blast. Blasting that Darius, kids in the back. Back to the future is black. Black like T'Challa, Wakanda attack. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Love with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Love with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Love with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Love with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Thin privilege is a very real and harmful thing.
Ho, ho, ho.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, you want me to put something in your stocking?
Take a step back.
I'm not gonna take any advice from any of these fucks.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole Normative.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing, testicles. Welcome, everyone, to episode 24 hundo and 12 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gamecast, mancast, pimpcast, sleevescast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and yo hoes? It's your boy, Papa Swole, back with another episode. Today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everson K2 Flexing on all you beast.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
Catalina wine mixer.
I was headphones off the whole time. I had some hair. Every time I do that, I get some hair in my fucking face. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Like, it's,
come on, man.
It's fucking fine. Sorry, Brandon. Fam, welcome to the show. Hit the like button and subscribe. All that good shit. Check the show notes down below for all the links. We are fresh off our Swole Fam accountability meeting yesterday. That's available now inside Swole TV for members. So if you missed it, go and check it out. It was fucking awesome. Had a great chat with all of you. So if you missed it, go and catch it now inside Swole TV. It was fucking lit. And not to mention, we made some new announcements. We had some new releases. We'll actually talk about that when we get into the tip. And of course, we have another big thing coming with this. We have a lot of stuff going on this week. Do I have this? Do I have that image? I do. Yeah, this week, this is a big week. I'm looking forward to it. We got a roundtable coming up. We'll talk about all the new stuff. We'll talk about the new apparel releases, and we'll talk about the schedule for this week once we get into that tip. So let's kick it off. Let's say hi to the church. We got the Churchly. Aww. She's looking nice. And of course, the Tainty Man. Very nice. Very nice. Good boy. All right. Now, that being said, let's get into today's tip. Are you ready, fam? Are you ready, Falcon? Where we go?
In the box?
Let's get this party started. Falcon. That's right. It's Tainty Tuesday, sluts. Folks, there you have it. Don't be a beesh. Don't be a boosh, or you'll end up like Tainty Magooch. You do not want to end up like Tainty Magooch. Drop that in the comments down below. It's Tainty Tuesday after all. Don't be a beesh, don't be a boosh, or you'll end up like Tainty Magooch. Now, for any of you that might be new, fam, what is a Tainty Magooch? What is a Tainty Magooch? Drop that in the comments down below. Let's get into some of those new releases, and let's get into some of those updates while you drop your definitions in the comments down below. Let's get into that tip. Spit on it. Babe, just an inch. Oh, it's cold outside. That's moist. Okay, so this Thursday is yesterday's episode was private. It was our accountability meeting, but also this Thursday we have our private episode. It's our Swole Fam roundtable. Let's fucking... Let's go. Let's get a little air horn too. Right? Am I right? Okay, so roundtable, these are 2-hour conversations between myself and other members of the Swole Fam. Great time. Always a fun time. And of course, it's exclusively available inside the Swole Fam. So roundtable 33 this Thursday, December the 15 at 5 p.m. Eastern time. We'll see you there. And not only that, yesterday we dropped some new apparel. Now, of course, the other day or last week, the previous week, I think it was the previous week, we dropped Buzz Swole Gear to the fucking gym and beyond. An amazing design. Available over there at papaswolio.com. But we have 2 new designs. Now, we had some issues with the original Depth Vader, but now we have got it back. So if you did not grab your Depth Vader the first time, there's no guarantee that this one will be around for long. Who knows? But it's part of our Swole Wars collection, so go and check it out. Depth Vader is available again. So you might have gotten it the first time around, and then we had to remove it for a little bit, but now it's back. Go pick up yours if you didn't get it the first time. Now is the time. Get your Depth Vader. all the way down, ass to grass. Depth Vader's all about ass to grass. And the brand new drop from yesterday, now available over there at popfood.com, is Luke Swolewalker. May the swole be with you. Look at that beard, too. Look at that beard. Look at that. Come to the swole side of the force. Come to the swole side of the force. May the swole be with you. So for anyone that has Star Wars fans in your midst that also like to go to the fucking gym, these are great things. These are great gifts. These are great things to pass along. And of course, you spread the sick fucking gains with you. Thank you for supporting the merch. Thanks for checking it all out. I really appreciate it. And I hope you make some sick fucking gains while you're wearing it. Now, let's get into the first Swole fan post.
What's in the box?
Speaking of sick fucking gains, Amy is making some sick fucking gains. Amy writes, Saturday afternoon, chest and back, having to keep modifications in mind for this pregnancy. It's harder than I thought it would be. Still determined to stay fit and strong. Respect. Respect. Pregnant gains. Do the best you can. Take care of yourself. We're all here for it. We got a post here from James. Started primer week this morning thinking I was stepping backward from my typical workout. I was wrong. Swolga is no joke. Looking forward to the challenges coming. I can see myself doing primer at least twice. My core and stability suck. Trust the process. Hashtag humbled. Now we read a post similar to this in yesterday's accountability meeting from James, and we were talking about, what it's like to actually be proactive and try new things. And that's not always easy. It's not always easy to try something new. And the reason why the 90-day dash is, it sneaks up on you because it doesn't seem like a lot of volume. It doesn't seem like a super hard workout. If you look at the workouts, it doesn't seem like it's that bad, especially if you've come from a background of you've been lifting and you want to get more consistent. Like you might be going to the gym and lifting weights, doing a lot of junk volume, but you might have experience lifting weights, but you didn't ever really work on stabilizer muscles, never really worked on mobility properly. So this is a very humbling, as James said, hashtag humbled. This is something that's very common. So even if you've been training for years, doing the 90-day dash, do it as it's prescribed, as it's written, as close as you possibly can, because it's not about maximizing your muscle, especially at the beginning. It's about activating these muscles and adjusting your alignment, resetting your body essentially, and preparing you. That's why it's called primer week, but priming you for those more intense workout sessions like you'll get to in the second and third phases. So great to hear it, James, and stay humbled. Stay humbled. We got a post here from John. Kitchen troubles, perhaps. John writes, behind the scenes, 100% truth. This is what my kitchen looks like daily. Yeah, I'll straighten up every evening. Sure, I'll put in some extra effort when company drops by for a spell, but the majority of the time, take a good look, fam. I'm in here prepping my meals with iron skillets, timers, plates, and habitual effort. There's no one knocking on my front door, dropping off bags or boxes of garbage. There's no food brought in this house where a kitchen isn't necessary. What did you eat today? And how clean is your kitchen? So you have some picture of what looks like a kitchen in action. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. See, for me, a lot of times the kitchen looks like a hot mess because I'm using it all day long. So Mama Swolio might be going out to work or she might be doing things, but I'm here and I'm with the dogs and I'm eating and I'm, I sometimes clean as I go, but a lot of times I use the kitchen. But for me, the kitchen has to be pretty much clean at night. Doesn't have to be spotless. Sometimes there's a couple things in the sink or the dishwasher's going, but I don't like waking up and having a messy kitchen. I don't like shit sitting in the sink overnight. That's the most important thing for me. During the day, I'm fine if it gets used. I'm fine if it gets banged up. But at night, I like to clean it. I like to have it all like reset and ready for the next morning. So, John, you're using your kitchen, and methinks that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to look like it's being used. So I'm in favor. All right, we got a post here on the discussion boards from Swolenormous X from Megan under pillar number 2, nutrition. And Megan writes, I'm just wondering, is it normal to plateau after 6 weeks? I'm new. I've been taking the training slow, making sure I'm getting some active recovery every day and lifting heavy twice a week. I'm also breastfeeding. I'm thinking this may be a reason. I've lost 11 pounds since October 21st, but 2 to 3 weeks ago, noticed weight has stopped at 153. I'm 5'4", 31 years old, almost 5 months postpartum. I eat paleo style, eating eggs, butter, broth, ground meat, fruit, tuna, coffee, maple syrup, raw honey, raw cream and milk, rice, squash, or sweet potato, RX bars, 1 a day, sometimes a piece of dark chocolate that has coconut sugar, cocoa butter, cocoa powder, and if I consume oils, it's only avocado or coconut, and I've been doing that for years, or I cook in the leftover tallow or bacon grease. I'm cooking everything from scratch, no gluten either. Just wondering if I need to look at my food again, or maybe it's because of baby hormones. That would be my assumption. Or water intake. Currently, I drink about 80 ounces a day. Where should I start to look? Thanks for reading. What are you plateauing for? Number one, you're breastfeeding, so the priority is not you losing weight. So that's why your body does not give a shit about losing fat, especially now. When you're breastfeeding, the last thing your body wants, this is evolutionary, the last thing your body wants to do is like be skinny and shredded to the bone. You need to have extra fat and extra calories in your body to provide for your child. So the last thing your body cares about is your physique and whether or not the scale says a number that pleases you. So I'm assuming, I don't know what the plateau is. I'm assuming based on what you wrote that you want to lose more fat or weight. But remember, it's about fat weight, not muscle weight. So just measuring yourself with weight isn't really the most important thing as long as you're lifting. Your weight has stopped at 153. So I'm assuming you mean you're losing. But yeah, you had a child 5 months ago. So it takes time. And in order for the body to actually prepare and restore between like giving birth is usually like 2 or 3 years. So, having a child every year or so, like that's exceptionally straining on the body. The body has not replenished because it takes a lot of like vitamins and minerals away from you. When you have a child, it usually takes like 2 years to repair and recover between births. So, you're only 5 months out. And remember, your body is a factory for feeding your child. So my assumption would be that after you go through the breastfeeding period, your hormones and things will settle and you'll be able to shift back into that type of approach. There are some of the foods that you're eating. Look, everyone's different, but there are some things there that you could probably be more mindful of, like the tuna. I don't know you listed some pretty good foods there, but there's some things maybe like the sugar, even though it's coconut sugar, it's still sugar isolated form. So these things could be detrimental, but at the same time, I think it's more to do with your child than it is your nutrition. It sounds like you're doing things pretty well. Personally, I'm not so much a fan of avocado oil, but you said you cook in like leftover tallow, which is a good option. Grass-fed butter or ghee is a good option. 80 ounces a day in water also doesn't seem like a lot. Usually you want to start, the minimum is like half your body weight in water in ounces. So if you're 153, that's about 75 ounces. So it sounds like you might be on the lower end of water, especially with a child. You might want to increase your water intake, maybe electrolytes too. But I'm not saying that consuming more electrolytes is going to help you lose extra body fat. I think it's more about maybe could be protein intake. It also could just be the fact that you're still breastfeeding. So remember, your body doesn't care about your body fat percentage in the sense that it doesn't want it to drop. It wants you to have enough nutrients and calories in order to provide your child with sustenance. So that's your body's priority. Let's see. We got one from Stella. At 41, you shouldn't worry about looking good, they said. At 41, you shouldn't have a flat stomach, they said. At 41, you should stay at home and cook, they said. They were correct. They were correct. Stay out, get in the fucking kitchen. Make me a sandwich. No bread, just a steak sandwich. Hold the sandwich. At 41, Saturdays, you should rest, they said. Well, I say no more excuses. Go to the fucking gym. I'm about it. Good for you, Stella. Good for you, but come on. Look, you can have a flat stomach, you can look good, and you could also get in the fucking kitchen, right? You can also get in the fucking kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
What is the best move to silence a woman?
Cheers, Stella. We love you, but come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. No, you look great. You look great. Keep it up. Keep it up. Ladies, make sure you know how to cook. Make sure you know how to cook. I'm just saying. I don't know what that has to do with it, Stella. At 41, you should stay home and cook, they said. You gotta cook. You gotta cook, but you should also make some sick fucking gains. I do most of the cooking, though. For me, I cook the steak. Mama Soy can cook a mean steak, but I cook the steak. I like to handle the meat, the steak. She'll cook certain things, and I'll cook certain things. But we usually cook steak. We're usually making steak, and making gains. All right, let's get into some knowledge cock, fam. Drop in the comments down below if you have a question. Hashtag Ask Papa Swole. Let's kick it off with a phone call from Josh. Josh, you're on the line.
Hey, Papa Swole, how you doing?
How you doing?
Just curious, do you listen to any heavy metal when you work out?
It's a good question. I do. It depends. Sometimes I listen to an audiobook. Sometimes I listen to a podcast. Sometimes I listen to like progressive trance, or I put on like a metal playlist. So that's actually one of the playlists and types of things that I would listen to. So yeah, I do like it. I've never been the kind of person where like I know all the band's names and all the names of the songs. I just like what I like. I mean, if I'm trying to fucking smash and I'll put on some fucking metal. Yeah, totally. Not against it at all. Not against it at all. All right, let's take a question. That was nice. That wasn't bad. That was solid.
10.
Off axis, so judge accordingly. Martam528 from Instagram, is organic chicken liver good to eat? Good question. I'm not going to tell you to eat it when I don't. I personally don't eat chicken liver. I would say it comes down to what the chickens are being fed. So like if you raise your own chickens and you know they're not fed corn and soy and GMO and pesticides and X, Y, and Z, that they're probably not necessarily bad for you. Much more nutritious if you're getting from ruminant animals like cows or wild game, things like that. So I would opt for different types of I would opt for ruminant animals over, for example, fowl like chicken. Weak bird, in my opinion. I really don't eat chicken. I don't prefer it. Doesn't have any taste for a reason. If you're getting quality chicken, maybe in smaller quantities, but make sure you're getting in your meats, like your steak and your wild game and stuff like that. But yeah, anyone else here eat chicken livers? I personally don't. Valsogard 011. What's your all-time favorite compound exercise? I don't even have one. None. I don't do favorites. I've been not doing favorites for a long time, so I don't have one. I don't even think of exercise like that, and that's not to avoid answering your question, but that's how I've always answered this question. Because it's like, oh, I like this one too. I like this one too. I don't pick a favorite. Every exercise is a tool, and I use them as I need to for my training. So if one exercise and I hate it, but it's really effective, then it'll be my quote favorite. It'll be something that I focus a lot on. So if it's working at the moment, and exercise will work differently. Not every exercise will work forever. This is where a lot of people get into trouble. They pick an exercise that's their favorite, and they deadlift, right? They deadlift and they always deadlift. They keep deadlifting even when they probably shouldn't be deadlifting anymore, or they shouldn't be focusing as much on that movement. And everyone's going to have their own disagreements or arguments. But I used to deadlift a lot, and I haven't in a long time, like strict deadlifts. I've done other sorts of lifts that are similar, but I have no loss in strength. I have no desire. I don't miss it at all. Maybe once in a while I'll do it, but I used to deadlift to go heavy and keep on pushing. I just lost interest in that over time. It's a functional movement, but I would prefer doing things like Jefferson curls or the like. I think mobility is much more important to that aspect, but also a lot of kettlebells and heavy kettlebell swings. There's a lot of great exercise for posterior chain, but in terms of a favorite all time, don't have one. Don't haze. Daving FV, can you actually lose weight while gaining muscle if you have a lot of extra body fat to lose? If you're brand new to the gym, or you're obese, you can lose overall mass, fat weight while you're building some muscle. But more often than not, it's unless you're doing anabolics or something like that, you should just focus on building muscle. You'll lose fat over time if you reduce inflammation and you're not in an excessive caloric surplus. Like if your caloric surplus is more like, focus on protein, you're sleeping properly, you're getting in, you have to make sure you're getting enough protein. You're not eating inflammatory foods. You can eat around maintenance or maybe a slight surplus and build muscle and maybe trim some fat over time. But it takes time. It takes time. Building lean mass will increase your resting metabolic rate. You'll be able to metabolize more fat at rest. Way too many people are focused on can I build muscle and lose fat at the same time? Just focus on building muscle and eating healthier. Because people are trying to do these things improperly. They're trying to bulk up and eat shit. So you're going to put on a lot of fat. You're going to put on a lot of fat, not just from the caloric surplus, but from the endocrine disruption, from the water retention, and just general inflammation. So people are trying to bulk up eating shit foods or cut eating shit foods. If you focus on nutrient-dense foods and the food quality and your lifestyle habits, which is less popular because it takes more lifestyle changes and most people aren't willing to build that kind of discipline to do it. But that's when you're going to get the real benefits. Cairo Abaza, Papasulia, how can I get rid of belly fat and love handles? You can start by lifting weights and check out our content, The Elimination Diet, and cutting out all those inflammatory foods. Lifestyle habits, proper sleep. Don't forget, if you're new, make sure you head on over to swolenormousx.com and download the 7 pillars. If you're new to this, and sometimes some of these basic fundamental questions, like how do I get less fat? These are for people that just maybe come across my content, ask the same question to everyone. It's kind of a lazy question. But the reason why I skip over some of these is because they're so basic, they're so fundamental, and all these questions are answered with the 7 pillars and with a lot of content over there we've gone over thousands of times. So make sure you check out the 7 pillars. I'll answer a lot of your questions. People have to fundamentally start reframing their mindset when it comes to nutrition, like what food actually is. People are way too hooked into the calories in, calories out bullshit. Nonsense. Oh, look at that tainty man. Look at the taint. Oh, he's so tainty. And of course, the church. Very, very cute. Very cute. Excellent. Excellent. Pure cuteness. All right. Carnage 1021. Papa Solio, tips for overcoming weight loss plateaus, cut more calories. Again, it's not about the calorie deficit. It is, but it's not. If you're not getting sufficient nutrient density, cutting calories is going to make you starve, and essentially you're going to crash out and binge, and your performance is going to suffer and your health is going to suffer. This is why people can't stay on these calorie restricted diets, because they're not eating nutrient dense food enough anyway. So then they're eating less food, and the food is already nutrient void. So they're eating less of that. So they're more starved for nutrition. So it's more important that you focus on essentially stuffing your face with nutrient dense food. That'd be much better off. Maybe intermittent fasting, that's fine. But up your protein and fats, right? We're talking about eating grass-fed beef and pastured eggs and raw dairy and honey and fruit. And a lot of people are like, oh my God, how am I going to not eat all this garbage by not eating all that garbage? Like, do you want to get healthy? Do you want to lose fat? Do you want to build muscle? Or do you want to be the same old skinny fat chode? It's like, make positive changes or don't. All right, skipping right ahead. Someone else asked me, what do you consider to be quality foods? Ugh, same fucking question. Same question. What do I consider to be quality foods? Foods that are not sprayed with excessive, long-lasting pesticides. Organic food is definitely a better choice in most cases. Grass-fed, grass-finished beef, wild game, wild fish, if that's your bag. Making sure you're avoiding corn and soy, vegetable oils, seed oils, processed sugars. If you want to eat sugar, get some raw honey or some fruit. Oh, shocker. Oh my God. I have to eat fruit? Oh my God, but sweet tarts are so much more flavorful. Everyone's always shocked. But what do I do for sugar? Eat a piece of fruit, you fuck. Why is that so hard to understand? Eat a piece of fruit. It's sweet as shit. I don't understand. So those are some quality foods. Healthy fats, cooking beef tallow, ghee, grass-fed butter. These things are very, very accessible, especially in the United States. They're everywhere. You can get these foods. And you can order them online too. LHW, Papa Swolio, do you know if you can get the book on estrogen in Europe as well? Go on Amazon and type it in and see what you got. If not, you could probably buy it on eBay or something like that. I don't know if you can order in Europe. I'm not in Europe, so you'd have to go on and check it out. It's called Estrogeneration. It's a great book. Very good book. It breaks down a lot of what we talk about. And we've been talking about it for a long time, and then I came across the book, and it's great. And the great thing about the book is that it explains in more depth and also gives you like a checklist of things. Hey, here are the top 10 things to avoid or to change or to focus on. So it's a nice list. It's a nice breakdown. Antoinette, she's so tiny. I know. Look at her. Look at her. Here's my hand. This is my hand. Oh, she just fits in the palm of my hand. Look. And she twerks. Shake, shake your booty. Shake, shake your booty. Shake, 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 shake. Twerk, twerk, twerk. She pretends not to care. She's so tiny. All right, let's get into maybe a couple more questions. If you got any live, we're good with Instagram questions. I'm done. I'm done with the Instagram questions. Brett from the Telegram chat says, fantastic book. It's a good book. It's a really good book. Really good. Again, if you're a member of the Swole fam, remember when you log into your account, your homepage, you'll see Papa Swolio's book club. So I have a lot of books. I try to add as many as I remember. Check the book list. There's some science fiction in there too, but there's a lot of good books. Yeah, and when you order your food, when I say order your food, don't order Uber Eats. And when I mean order your food, order your raw dairy, your grass-fed beef. So a lot of you might be at a loss. You're saying, well, I don't live anywhere where I can order this stuff. Well, if you have FedEx or UPS that delivers, you can order this shit from anywhere in the country. Now, of course, certain places are going to be more expensive than others, but there's a lot of affordable grass-fed beef. And for some of you that might be like, oh, that's a lot. I don't have a big freezer. Maybe you can go in with a friend. So if you have someone that you lift with or someone that wants to get quality foods, some of these places an order might be, hey, there's a 75 order minimum. It's like, okay, well, maybe you don't have a lot of freezer space. You can't put in like 20 packs of beef or something like that, but you can go in it with a friend, get past that threshold. And then when the box comes in, you share it and you split it. You split the shipping and you split the box. And there's different things that you can do because some of these local butchers and also online, you could buy a quarter cow or a half cow, and that's a lot of food, but you can order that and split it. Maybe you have another family that would go in on it with you. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. But a lot of people will complain about or, talk about price of grass-fed beef. It really depends on when you go. Like, I guess, how much is some grain-fed, lower quality ground beef? I mean, if you go to some of these stores, supermarkets, and you get grass-fed ground beef, it might be $7, $8, $9 a pound. Might sound like a lot, but if you go down the chip aisle, and you see like family-sized Tostitos or Doritos, that's like $6, $7 for a big bag of chips that's halfway filled up. Like it's like fucking empty. And it's literally just filled with cornstarch, modified cornstarch, high fructose corn syrup, or whatever the fuck else they put in those things. It's gross. Everything in that chip aisle is the same ingredients, just organized in different ways with different food colorings and spices and shit to make it taste like fiery hot nachos or something like that. Barbecue pizza chips. It's like, dude, you're eating this potato chip and they put chemicals on it to make it taste like buffalo chicken pizza or something. That's disgusting shit. That's fucking gross. It's gross. Have you seen some of the flavors? If you want to feel nauseous, if you want to really stick to your nutrition, walk down that aisle and look at some of the flavors that they mimic. And it's a chip. It's a square fucking chip. You have all these nerds in labs, putting little droppers and they're fucking creating these zombie Frankenfoods. Oh, the veggie chips. Yeah, the veggie chips are cooked in like vegetable oils, and the veggie chips are garbage too. Fried foods are so bad for you. They're so bad for you. So anyway, my point is, when you think about what you're spending money on, one, you're going to save money on the back end because you're not going to be paying for diabetes medication. You're not going to be paying for all these over-the-counter or, these pharmaceutical prescription drugs, or you're going to mitigate your risk for paying for that shit. So if you pay a few dollars extra, like how much is low quality grass-fed ground beef, let's say it's $4, $5, $6. So you're paying a few dollars more. Okay, granted. But you're also not buying soda. You're not buying Gatorade. You're not buying chips. You're not buying ice cream. You're not buying candy. You're not buying, like, there's a lot of things in the supermarket that you shouldn't be buying. Go to the beef section and go to the fruit section. How do I eat healthy? Go to the beef section and go to the fruit section. I don't know what to eat. Oh my God, there's so many things out there. Go to the beef section. Go to the fruit section. Oh, it's so confusing. Oh my God. Oh, how do I restrict? Go to the beef section and go to the fruit section. Not complicated. People want it to be complicated. They want to take out their scales. They want to make sure, they want to justify, well, if it fits my macros, I can have 300 calories of poison. I can have 7 potato chips. Yeah, that's going to work great. Yeah, have a nice little tray with 7 fucking potato chips. Great. Good luck with that. It's so fucking simple. People don't want it to be simple. Because if it's simple, then it's their responsibility, right? If it's simple and they can execute on it, then it's their responsibility, conceivably, to execute on it. It's easier if it's complicated and not their responsibility. It's easier if it's complicated and not your fault, because then, well, it's out of my control. I can't stop myself. I mean, this food's just everywhere. It's so complicated. I can stuff my face because it's so complicated, but it's not complicated. It's very simple. It's very apparent. It's very obvious. It's very easy. It really is. Now you might say, I always say it's simple, but it's not necessarily easy. It really fucking is. All you have to do is do it. So it's that easy is relative. I think it's easy as shit because it's fucking delicious. And you can say it's more expensive. I can't afford that. It's because you're looking objectively. You're comparing one thing to the other. What about all the other shit you're not eating? And most people don't understand how full and how satisfied you are when you just eat quality food. Try overeating. Again, yeah, go get fat on grass-fed beef and fruit. Go get fat. Try. Especially if you're sleeping well and you're training hard, lifting weights. Like, go try. Yeah, you can stuff your face with a ton of extra fruit, and like at a certain point, it's not going to be good for you. But you get my point. If you stuff your face and get full off like beef, good luck. You're not going to be hungry. You're just not going to be hungry. Last night we were watching a movie, and I grilled, I cooked and stuff like that. And I ate a steak, and Mama Swole said, like, oh, she goes, you want the rest of this one? I was just so full and like really peacefully, like, I was so satisfied. I didn't want to stuff my face with a little bit extra steak. I'm like, no, I just feel good. I don't want more. I didn't want more. She had a little bit extra steak. I could have eaten it for sure, but I didn't want to stuff my face. I just felt good. I was like, no, I don't want to feel like, ugh, I don't want to put a little extra in. I'm fine. I'll eat tomorrow. I'll be good. And people don't want to make those choices. And again, when someone says that, Papa Swole, you're fat shaming, I say, no, maybe choice shaming. I'm not trying to hate on you and be like, oh, you're fat. Ha, 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 fatty McFatty. Ha, 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 look at you, fatty. That's a state of mind. If you're fat and you're making positive changes, I love you for it. That's fantastic. Good. You were misled. You weren't taught properly by your parents or by the education system. Lord knows the fucking government, society wants you to be fat and fucking lazy and pay all your money for medication and garbage food. So no one's guiding you this. No one's guiding you this way. Some people are, most aren't. So once you finally come across the information, now it's your responsibility to make those changes. And if you're like, holy shit, I've been lied to, I'm going to make these changes. Boom. Like, we're on the same team. We're on the same team. I'm taking care of myself, and I want you to take care of yourself. I can't make you, but it would be great, because if we all individually in our society take care of ourselves, and I mean being more selfish, but like, hey, you can't pour from an empty cup. The same thing with an airline, right? You have to put on your oxygen mask first before you help others. So how are you going to help other people if you're not healthy yourself? You're going to be a hypocrite. How you should eat healthy. It's like walking down the street being like 400 pounds, telling everyone to, not eat garbage food. It's like, bro, look what you're eating. You're being a hypocrite. So if I work on myself and I encourage you and inspire you to work on yourself, and then by you working on yourself, you're inspiring other people around you to work on themselves, then guess what? We all get healthier together by focusing on ourselves and promoting that to other people. If someone asks you, hey, I would love to, like, let's say a family or friend. I know every single one of you. If you had a coworker like, dude, you look fantastic. You lost like 20. You look great. What have you been doing? I really want to do this too. Can you give me any tips? I'm sure you would be like, absolutely. Go check this out. Read this book. Check that out. You would be all about it, but most people give you shit for it, right? Most people give you a hard time. But I know every single one of you would love to spread the information. And if someone came and asked you authentically and they really wanted, you know, an answer, you would tell them what you're eating. You would give them advice. I'm sure you would share it. Why wouldn't you? Anyway, most people don't want to change. It's hard. Is it? It's changing a habit. It's uncomfortable. There's unknown. There's fear, anxiety. Okay. Well, some people aren't ready for it. And that's one thing that I've had to come to grips with, is that some people just they're not ready for it. They come across my content and I'm like, you have to stop putting fucking dirty AIDS dicks covered in COVID in your mouth. They're like, no, but I like my dirty AIDS dicks. Because dickers? And they like it. And they're like, they like their dirty, bleeding AIDS dicks. It's like, okay, keep the dicks in your mouth. Enjoy. Some people just aren't ready for it. And there's that too. We see it all the time with members. I mean, how long have you been listening to the show? How long before you joined the Swole fam? And you don't have to join the Swole fam to make positive changes in your life. You don't have to. You should. I think we all agree. I think you should. But how many of you were listening to the podcast, or how long until you joined the Swole fam? Listening to the videos, listening to the content. It takes time. The idea has to be planted like a seed. You have to think about it. And some of you listening to the podcast now might not be officially members of the Swole fam, but you're thinking about it. It's the seeds planted. Oh, he's kind of right. Oh, that makes a good point. You start changing a couple things on the side. You're listening to the podcast every other day or something like that. And you're like, I did get rid of that food and I do feel better. That's a good point. Maybe this will work too. Maybe this other thing that Papa Solio is saying might work. And then you try different things and it kind of starts like, growing, and that seed starts germinating. And then you're like, all right, let me finally join. It takes some time. So it's not like, sometimes you might hear a couple things and boom, you lock in right away. You hear me one video and then you join. Everyone's different, but sometimes it just takes some time. So for people in your life, my whole point is you have to think about that from people in your circle. A lot of times people in your circle might just be hearing you talk about, or they're seeing it and they're kind of stepping back. They're waiting for you to fuck up. They're waiting for you to cheat, right? They're waiting for you to fall off the wagon. They're waiting for you to get over this new fad. So they're watching you. Your kids are watching you, your spouse, your girlfriend, people are watching you. So if you want people around you to take it seriously and you want people around you to make those positive changes, then you have to be relentlessly disciplined. And when I say disciplined, in my opinion, it's not hard, but you have to be like, there's no compromise, because then that will rub off, but it takes time. It takes time. I've been doing this and I make changes and I pivot. If I find some new information, boom, I change and that's it. It's done. I pivot hard, fucking right angle turn. Mama Soy will tell you when I change, boom, it's done. I take a turn and I'm not going back the other direction. But then people start, like they watch your content, like my family and other people see the stuff and obviously I'm doing well. I feel good. I have good results. Like I'm practicing what I preach what I practice is what I always say. And eventually people will come around or they won't, but they have to see you doing it. And I think it's, most people just underestimate how long it takes. People have to see it for a while. So you have to make sure that you're not compromising, because if you're compromising, people will think you're a hypocrite, even subconsciously. And they're not really going to pay attention. Lacey, the pumpkin spice, I'm not budging on. Well, I got some for you, Lacey.
Go fuck yourself.
You can make it yourself. Mama Swolio does some. You can make some cinnamon and what do you put? Like nutmeg or something. You could do. Look, when I talk about the pumpkin spice, I'm talking about like the 500 grams of fucking sugar or some shit. You don't need the sugar. You can put some spice in there if you want. You can just get pumpkin spice, organic pumpkin spice powder if you want to do that shit. Ugh. I just think if you're having good coffee, why ruin it with trash? You know what I'm saying? Matt, this is some good knowledge cock. Am I fucking, what? Goddamn right. Splitting open.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, split that shit. This is the knowledge cock portion. It's thick and veiny today, right? You feel the friction? Probably should have lubed it first. Spit's not enough for today. It's on point. Yeah, nutmeg, clove, and cinnamon. Right. Starbucks is white people's version of chai. All right, man, let's go balls deep. Jesus Christ. All right, good knowledge, Cog. Good knowledge, Cog. We're fans. Deep. I like it.
How dare you?
Oh, how dare I go so deep, Greta? How dare I go so deep? I dare. I dare. Let's get a little church. Aww. And a little tainty man. Oh my God, he's out. Look at his eyes rolled back. This dude's done. Oh, he's done. He's out. He's fucking out. Yeah, Starbucks is the most over. Starbucks is garbage. It's garbage. So bad. All right. Swole Fam Roundtable 33 this Thursday, December 15th. Join us today, swolenormousx.com. We'll see you guys Thursday at 5 p.m. And of course, if you can't make it, we have the replay, but it's awesome to join live. This Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. We have a bunch of people up on stage. Just a group conversation. Real chill, but that's in place of our Thursday live stream. So if you are not a member, you'll miss out on the episode. Don't miss out. Join us. Join us, precious. Join us. Join us. Join us. All right, let's see. Yeah, I like my coffee black. Lately, been getting this raw A2 cream. Oh my God. Fucking raw cream it's retarded. It's so fucking good. It's so ridiculous. So I've been putting like a little bit in there, drinking some black, but black, here's my point. I do love black coffee. If you can't drink your coffee black, you have shit coffee. Straight up. Your coffee should taste delicious black. And if it's like, oh, it's gross, then you just either one, you don't know how to make coffee, or your coffee quality is shit. Like your coffee should be just fine black. And then if you want to put a little like raw cream or something like, lady, is A2 dairy the stuff that's good for casein allergies? It can be. So we talked about this in the accountability meeting. Most milk is pasteurized in this country, and especially it's A1 casein protein. There's A1 and A2. I think all cows, or the A1 cows, have some A2 in it. They make, their milk has A1 casein, A2 casein, but there's some cows that the protein is A2. And if you have, a lot of people have issues with A1 casein protein. I think it's the size of the molecules. People have problems digesting it, breaking it down. So if you have issues with A1, you might be fine with A2. But the problem is there's like A2 milk and stuff in the stores, but it's still pasteurized. But you can find raw A2 dairy. You can get it online. It's more expensive than you get in your store. So people might look at that and be like, oh my God, I don't know what milk is in the store. But you might be paying $20, $30 for a gallon, but they usually sell half gallons when you order it. But you're also not chugging it. Like, but you can use it you have cream, you can make ice cream. I use it to make kefir and stuff, which I love. We had like a few cups of it. The dogs fucking love it. Rufus just sits there and drools while Pinkston and Papa Swolio are having their kefir. He's like drool coming down his mouth, like waiting for me to tell him it's okay for him to have some. He fucking loves it. Loves it. All right, let's get into some videos. Now, if you're new, this is the part of the show where we expose our eye holes to real gunch on the internet. So this could be, holy shit. Yep. This is definitely going to be emotional damage. Oh. All right, let's do a raffle today. Should we do the racist one last? Let's just do 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3.
What's in the box?
1, 2, or 3. Pick a number. 1, 2, or 3. What's it going to be? Brett says, if you cannot drink your coffee black, get better coffee. Right on. Let's see. All right. Lacey says number 3. Lacey, number 3. No, that's all right. That's all right. That's okay. That's okay. Number 3, Lacey is number 3. We're going to start with we're going to start with some racism, I suppose. This video is titled "White People's Bills Are Cheaper." Okay. White people's bills are cheaper.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not a racist, but it's just some things that...
Don't get me wrong, I'm not a racist, proceeds to say racist shit. And why are you whispering? Why are you whispering? Your parents awake? You're not supposed to be on the TikToks this late at night?
Don't get me wrong, I'm not a racist.
Why are you whispering?
But it's just some things that I pay attention to very, very carefully that just rubs my skin the wrong fucking way, okay?
Rubs your
skin. So I'm at my patient house, and mind you, I've been to a lot of, white, people's houses to take care of them, right? And every time I check their mail, and they open their bills, like their utility bill payments, or
so I guess she's an in-home like.
Bill.
Oop, I guess she's like. Oh, sorry, I skipped ahead. So I guess she's like she's a nurse, and she's like looking through their mail. So that's a felony. Like you might not want to. Just saying. Okay. Just yeah.
Right. And every time I check their mail, and they open it.
Checking their mail. Look, I mean, let's just you never know. Like, so she might be like, an in-home nurse, and they might not be able to open their mail. So maybe she checks it and reads it to them. So this might not be illegal if they, whatever. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm sure like people that like can't wipe themselves, that can't get their mail and open it. I'm sure that's something that people are allowed to do. Yeah. So if you're a home care, I'm not saying this is illegal. I'm just saying like as a joke. It's like, yeah, you probably, but it makes sense that they probably do that.
Bills like their utility bill payments or house payments or whatever, it's always very, very cheap. Like their power bill will be like $30 to $200.
30 to let me tell you something about old people that are incapacitated. One, old people like their fucking places. If you're in a warm climate, yo, old people like that shit hot. Okay? Has anyone ever lived with like a grandparent? I have. They do not turn on the air conditioning. One, because they're cheap as shit, because like they remember like they went through like when you grow up during like the Depression, you are like a penny pincher your whole life. Like that's just the way you are. You are like, you're thrifty, you save. They're on like fixed income. So they're not like, ballin', let me just jack down the AC to 50 degrees. So they're cold easily. So if you go to like a grandparent's house in Florida, and like my grandparents, it was always like fucking hot. Not to mention when you're elderly, like Jessica said, a lot of times there's discounted rates. If you're in housing, there's 55 plus housing I'm sure in a lot of places, but especially in Florida, because it's a big retirement state, the rents are like half of what it would be. And these are things that I don't know if there's like zoning required for it, but also when you have fixed income housing, there's a couple things. Yes, it's less because it's 55 plus. So people are on like, they're getting their like Social Security and stuff like that. So it's less, but it's also guaranteed in many ways because they're getting it. It's fixed income. They're having it in. They're not like, they're not potentially losing their job. They're going to get Social Security so they can pay their rent, whatever it is. I don't know all the laws, but that's a lot of times why the power bill is less because, Nana or Grandpa, they're not fucking, I don't know. They're not playing Warcraft all day. I don't know what would use a lot of power. So if they're in Florida, like it's not super cold. They're probably going to be living it pretty hot. And just so you know, if you have a nice house or you have efficient AC or whatever it is, like, I don't know, like it's not necessarily that expensive. I guess my AC, like, I don't know. I mean, people's power bills are different, but I have like a cold plunge. I have a fucking sauna that I run like, I cycle it probably like 1 to 3 times a day. Sometimes I turn on twice. But like if you have an efficient AC, it's a lot better. Anyway, whatever. Let's move on.
And all the rest of their utilities would be even like cheaper and stuff. But this what gets me. they stay in these big mansion houses. They always have their lights on. Their power bill is cheap. Like, every utility bill is cheap. And I'm like, I stay in a little ass
Does she know that, like, lights aren't that much?
bedroom apartment, and my utilities are like almost up to $500.
You live in an apartment and your utilities are $500 a fucking month? Well, one, if you live in an apartment, your utilities, depending on how you pay, it might include like maintenance. I don't know. You might. I don't know. That sounds like fucking huge cap. That sounds like huge fucking cap. Your utilities are $500 a month in a tiny apartment. What are you growing or something? Like cooking crystal in there? Fuck.
Literally. I'm like, it's like I don't want to pull the race card, but I just noticed, I have been noticing this pattern with every like.
I don't want to pull the race card. Proceeds to pull the race card.
Came to, like, their bills are like cheaper, but in the Black community, our bills are like so high. Like, does anybody else not notice this? Like, am I tweaking?
Yeah, you probably are tweaking. Like, I would say you're tweaking hard. Yeah, I don't. This depends on. This is just that's hard to watch. So there's a few things, right? So we had in this house there was an older AC unit, and the bill was high as fuck. It was high as fuck. It was. I'm not gonna get into like the details, but the bill was high. The AC was like, I don't know. The AC was like built by Fred Flintstone. So when they came to put in a new AC unit, they said like they cleaned out, like apparently half the opening was like filled with sludge. So not only was the unit old as shit, but it was also not able to pump through. So it was getting like throttled. And remember I was saying like the office was hot as fuck? It was super hot because the air had to go across, because the unit's on the exact other side of the house. It had to come all the way across. So by the time I got here, it was like nothing. And plus, like after noon, the sun is just cooking here from like 12 o'clock on this side of the house. So now we have the new unit. They cleared it out. The house is fucking like ice cold, and also put in a split unit. So now I have like another unit right here with like a little tiny, fan and stuff outside. So I have another unit here. So I could turn this into a fucking freezer. I don't even use it. It's not on. It's on 72 right now because I came in at 69. It was fucking freezing, and my bill is like a third less. So the AC is on lower. There's another AC unit, and the bill is actually less with the sauna. Like it's less because it's more efficient. So if you get a new unit, it might seem like, oh my God, I'm spending all this money for a new unit. Yeah, it's expensive up front, but you actually get a more efficient unit, meaning it can provide more cooling power using less energy. And that actually behooves, like the electric companies usually want you to use less. I mean, there's more of a surplus. Most people don't understand how electric works. Depends on time of day. It depends on the population, the concentration of the area. There's a lot of electricity that's actually grounded, that's wasted. There's a lot of wasted electricity. So when people say like, oh my God, electricity or this and the other, is wasting the environment, there's a lot of electricity that's wasted. This is why, I don't want to get off on Bitcoin, but this is why Bitcoin miners and power companies are, that's going to be the future of power companies partnering up with Bitcoin miners. That way wasted energy or, junk energy or trashed energy that would normally be grounded will be used, because miners can turn on the machines and turn off according to the time of day and give back to the grid and balance and stabilize the load. Because you cannot have too much energy at one time on the network. You can't push too much energy out, and it has to always be on. So you can't push more energy out, because then you'll blow transformers and you'll start fires and all this kind of shit. So I'm not an expert on it, but there's a lot of other factors. So another reason why bills might be cheaper is if you have better insulation, you have better windows, you have newer housing. So white people, I mean, it's just like the newer builds and newer houses are going to have better insulation and they're going to be more efficient. So if you have a lot of leaks, if you have a lot of openings, you're going to lose a lot of air and your AC is going to stay on longer because it's going to try to keep the air inside cool while it's leaking air. Anyway, but we pay for water. I forget what the water, like $80 a month, something like that. But then we have the electricity. So if you're in an apartment complex, not only are you paying for electricity, but you're also paying more because you're paying for like the maintenance. Because there's people that clean the apartments. There's people that sweep, that vacuum, that fix things. There's like usually like a maintenance person or a maintenance company that they have on retainer that the apartment complexes use. So you're usually paying for that as well. That's part of your rent, but sometimes also part of like the bills, because your electricity, sometimes you'll pay your own bill, but then like cable, you'll pay, it'll be like included through, it all depends like on your apartment complex and the laws and taxes and regulations and shit like that. Anyway, whatever. It has nothing to do with people's color. It probably has to do with someone being in like a newer house with more efficient things and you living in a dinky apartment. But white people are always living in nice places. No, we have a nice place. We got a lot of black neighbors. So, cope harder. Okay. But come on, 500 plus in an apartment? If your utilities are 500 plus, like what are you considering utilities? Like cable? Like your internet, your Xfinity bill doesn't count for like utilities. We're talking about power and water. Those are utilities. Garbage disposal and stuff like that. Okay, that video sucked. Yeah, Loretta, I doubt if an older person has an 88-inch TV and nonstop washers and dryers. That's true too. If you have an in-home washer and dryer. They're not washing their gym clothes all the time if they can barely stand. So here's another thing. She's a nurse, right? Or she's in-home care. So think about that. The person that's in-home care probably, they might not be paying a lot for electricity or something because they're not using a lot of their appliances because they can barely fucking move. What about the machines they're hooked up to or whatever the fuck else is going on? That's a lot for their insurance. That's costing a lot. You're there. So, their utility bills are low, but their insurance or their pocket or whatever is paying for your fucking ass to take care of them. So the costs probably balance out, right? I mean, who's paying for her to actually service the person at their fucking house? That ain't free. Yeah, we don't even have heat in Florida. So in the winter, like when it's cold in the winter, I know people are like, it's 40 or 50. But we don't have heat. We don't have heat. We just turn off the air and it's just fucking cold. Like we're just cold in the winter. We don't have heat. But that's why I like the sauna. Cause like I'll be in the sauna a lot. Like that'll bring me back up. Just turn the sauna on and leave the door open. It does legit heat up the place. Okay. Let's see here. Pick a number, one or two. We got two more videos.
What's in the box?
Pick a number. This last video was super chode. A super chode video. That was a super chode vid. That was an epic chode video. All right. Ooh. Don't you love when you get an alert, things that you thought were going to be delivered tomorrow or delivered today? So I ordered like new clubs because I had some other steel clubs, but I only had singles of a couple of the heavier ones, like the 20 steel club. I had a single 20, 25, and 35. And the company changed the style of their club. So it's like, I didn't want two imbalanced clubs because I want to do some heavy double club stuff. So then I went on it and I got some pairs of the other heavy clubs and they're supposed to be delivered tomorrow, but then I just got alert that they're delivered today. Let's fucking go. I love gifts. I love sending myself things. I don't call it buying things. I just send myself things. Like a gift to myself. Congratulations, Papa. It's Tuesday. Oh, Tuesday presents. Oh, it's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Happy fucking Tuesday. Get that club life. Club life, fam. I gotta do a whole club collection shit. Oh, dude. My delivery driver must fucking love you, says Matt. I told him, and by the way, if you don't know, UPS drivers are always like in a good mood. Like they're always like, our UPS driver is great. He's always like, man, I get a hell of a fucking workout every time I come to your house. The FedEx people are always dropping off like big boxes of beef and shit. Yeah, early delivery. Yo, early delivery. It was supposed to be delivered tomorrow. I'm like, oh, it's coming today. Let's fucking go. I have so many clubs. Now I have extra clubs. Now I have 3. Now I'm going to have like 3 20-pound clubs. Now I have 4 20-pound clubs. Why? Of the steel ones. I'm going to have to offer up some of these clubs. I told Mama Soy, I'm like, I'll sell the extra ones. No. I just got a lot of clubs. Let's see. Who guessed for 1, 2, 3? Let's do John, number 1. John. Numero Shuma. Ooh, can we celebrate with a water break? Yeah, let's do this. I recommend it, Lady Hawk says. I need to get lighter clubs. The 5-pound kicks my ass. I would get 2-pounders. Get some 2-pound clubs. Now, I don't know if, I also recommend wooden clubs. Like I always say, you can go to Body Mind Fit and get some of those bigger wooden clubs. Like they're more pricey, but like they have a lot of the other different ones that I use. But you can go on Onnit. I think Onnit sells some wooden clubs now. I don't know if they're in stock, but wooden clubs are great because if you get the 2-pound clubs, they're really short and they're super light. But if you get wooden ones, they might not seem that heavy. I'm like, oh, 1-pound wooden club. But because it's longer, you get more of that whip and that torque. So it's not really 1. It feels more like 2 or 3. Anyway, we'll talk more about that. John, number 1, eating disorders are rooted in fat phobia. Oh,
That's a huge bitch.
Tell me a story I don't like.
I know that I'm probably going to get ate up by this in the comment sections, but I
probably going to get ate up by this. Oh, get it? Ate up? Yeah.
really don't care because it's the truth. And a lot of y'all need to admit to yourselves that restrictive eating disorders are fat phobic. Like, y'all really be coming up on
restrictive eating disorders are fat phobic. Yeah, if someone has an eating disorder, it's not fat phobic. They're dealing with some sort of like hardcore trauma and cyclical habit shit going on in their brain. How is like cancer's fat phobic because people lose weight with chemo? It's like, shut the fuck up.
I love talking about everybody's body is beautiful while being on your third day not eating. Like, that doesn't make no sense. If everybody's body is beautiful, how come yours isn't? How come fat people isn't? Because what you're is being fat. You're scared of being fat. You think fat people are disgusting. You think fat people are ugly, and you don't want to be fat. So you restrict yourself from eating because you think fat people are disgusting and don't deserve to live. Like, y'all will legitimately feel like you want to end your life because you don't want to be fat. That doesn't seem fat phobic to you?
What?
It doesn't?
Matt Damon. Did you say ending your life? What just happened? That got out of hand fast. Lady Hawk, you said you can't find 2 pounds on Amazon. I disagree. I just found it while we were watching that video. So Lady Hawk, I'm putting that in the Swole Fam Telegram chat. For Lady Hawk. And that one company has like 3 pound and 4 pounds too. So I'll put that in the Swole Fam Telegram chat. Lady Hask. Goddamn fucking typo. So Lady Hask. All right. I put that in the Swole Fam Telegram chat. Pop, I will take things that never happened for $200. Indeed. Okay. Yeah. And that being said, let's get into one more video. This one's called When They Don't Have It in Your Size. Now, I will say, This is what happens. This looks like a gremlin. If a gremlin was an adult female,
What's in the box?
it don't fit in no box, son.
Why is the response always, well, if they don't have it in your size, make it
Shit.
yourself. Start your own line. Learn how to make your own clothes. Do it yourself. Because why do I have to do that?
Because it's not available, so you need to improvise, or you can complain on the interwebs, but there's plenty of sizes for fat people. Stop acting like you don't have access to fat clothes. That's such bullshit. There are plenty of fat clothing companies. They're everywhere. There are a lot of small businesses. Support them. Just because you don't find it at your local, I don't know, TJ Maxx doesn't mean they don't sell it. You're on fucking TikTok. Stop bitching. Oh, look. This person, she's responding to a quote that says, or the comment on TikTok says, instead of bitching about free will and thin people buying clothes, make your own. Damn. Yeah, make your own, buy other ones. Shut the fuck up. There's certain stores that I don't buy at because they don't fit me or I don't like the clothing. So I go elsewhere. It's called Google. Plenty of fat clothes. Plenty of fat clothes.
Why, as a fat person, can I not just go into a store and purchase clothing that is in my size?
Because every business is not required to service every single person. You know, I don't go into a big and tall store that's literally titled big and tall. They're everywhere. Or there's a lot of them, big and tall. I don't go in there and be like, you don't make it my size. No, it says big and tall for like 7 feet tall people and people that are 400 pounds. They specialize in that. I don't expect them to make baby clothes. Okay. I don't go into Baby Gap expecting them to have my size. It says Baby Gap. I can't go into Banana Republic and find a t-shirt that fits me because these are for like soy boys that don't lift. Okay. So I don't go there. Jesus Christ.
Why do fat people have to make everything ourselves?
You don't do anything yourselves. All you do is complain online. Like you should do something of value. Like, what do you do besides complaining about it on TikTok? In the time that you spent making this video for TikTok, you could have bought clothes.
2/3 of American women are plus size. Why should all of us have to struggle to find clothing?
You should go for a walk, exercise, make better lifestyle choices, and you won't have the problem. Let's continue.
Why should all of us have to figure out how to fumble together outfits from pieces that aren't meant to fit on our bodies?
Why would you fumble with pieces that aren't meant to fit in your body? Why don't you buy clothes that fit your body? Like I said, you have a cell phone. There are plenty of companies that make oversized clothing. Fact. They're everywhere. There's so many.
Why can't we just be catered to?
Oh, why can't you be catered to? Oh, because no one deserves to be catered to. No one deserves to be catered to. That's because no one is required to bend over backwards for anyone in this world.
Why is this entire industry, the entire fashion industry, so fatphobic that they would rather not make clothing that fits us instead of actually making money? 2/3 of women, millions of people, that is an entire consumer base ignored because of fatphobia. Why does the responsibility fall on me, the individual?
Oh, there's the answer right there. Said the quiet part out loud.
I fart in your general direction.
Fucking people.
Said the quiet part out loud. Why does the responsibility fall on me, the individual? Jesus fucking Christ.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
All right, I'm going to do a search, right? I'm going to pull this shit up. Ready? I'm going to open up Google. And let's see. I am going to do a search. We'll do this together, okay? We'll do this together. Let me, okay. Let me see if I can. All right, let's go to google.com. You ready? Oh, this is DuckDuckGo. Why? I went to google.com. Google.com. Okay, you ready? What do we type in? Plus size clothing? Plus size clothing. And there we go. First, okay, hold on a second. You can't see it on the screen. All right, first result, trendy, affordable, plus-size clothing. Next one, Torrid, sizes 10 to 30. Holy fucking shit. Lane Bryant, plus-size clothing for women. Torrid, more. Forever 21, plus-size clothing. Let's see, BuzzFeed, 21 best places to buy cheap plus-size clothing 2022. Forbes, best plus-size clothing 2022. Stylecaster, plus-size fashion, the best 15 shopping sites for curvy girls. Raffinity plus size, fashion to figure plus size, Eloqui, tie neck blouse and starry gross. Let's see. Eloqui plus size clothing, ASOS, women's plus size clothing, Maurices, new arrival, plus size clothing for women, US Boohoo, plus size clothing for women, plus size fashion. Let's see here. Let's see. Sheen, high inequality, affordable, plus size. Let's see. That was only the first. Gritty Soul, curvy and plus size trendy fashions. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Land Ascend, guide to buying plus sized women. Ashley Stewart, plus size clothing. Kohl's, plus size clothing for women. Target, plus size clothing. Belk, size clothing, plus size fashion for women. Macy's, plus size clothing for women. Nasty Gal, plus size and curve clothing. Curve clothing? Oh, God. Fashion to figure, plus size clothing. Walmart, plus size clothing. Let's see here. Pyramid Collection, shop all goddess plus sizes today. Okay, I'm done. That's it. Goddess. Oh, God, Jesus Christ. They call it goddess instead of being like obese. We're going to redefine that, goddess. Anyone? Right? Anyone? Any questions? Right? Any questions there? So we did it. We did it. Probably full of shit. Now, here's the thing. I can go into a store and find stuff that maybe doesn't fit me properly. It depends on what you're looking for. Are you looking for just general shirts and pants? Or are you looking for something stylish? And you're going to have to shop. And also, I thought women liked to shop. I thought people enjoyed shopping. Isn't the point of ladies, isn't the point of shopping like going and like trying things on and like looking? Isn't like the hunt part of what's enjoyable about shopping? Now, I do understand you might not have a fat plus size section, but I guarantee you go to any of these stores, you're going to find plus size clothing. If you're so morbidly obese, just because 75% of women or whatever gross are plus size, that doesn't mean that they're a size fucking 30. I mean, if you're a size 14 or 16, like you're obese, like you're pushing it. You're pushing it. You might not like to hear that, but you shouldn't be. There's no need to be. Okay? I'm just saying, if you like shopping, then if you don't like shopping, then you're not going to like going online. Just buy it online. And also, if you go on Amazon, you can order it and send it back. You don't have to leave your fucking house. Just saying. I don't like shopping. Like to go somewhere to shop, fuck that shit. No, like fuck all the way off. I'm not going somewhere to shop. I'll buy it online. I do like supporting small businesses, but I'm not going to, the trade-off of my time, it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. I will buy from like smaller companies online because if you're any kind of company that sells wares, you should sell online. So I will buy from a lot of like individual companies. I'll support them rather than buy from like a big, retailer, but I spend lots of money on Amazon. It's just too convenient to waste time going and wondering if they have it at like a Walgreens or CVS or a Target. It's like, I'm not going to go drive there and spend 2 hours looking for it and maybe not finding it. I'm just going to sit here, boom, 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 and get on with my day and, build my business. This is more efficient. Anyway, fam, these were fucking bad. All right, let's give away today's Swole card. Happy Tainty Tuesday. Don't be a beast, don't be a boosh, or you'll end up like Tainty Magooch. Fam, check us out, swolenormousx.com. Join the fam today. And check out those new drops over at Papa Swole. Daddy's gonna go make some stupid games. Don't be a beast, don't be a boosh, or you'll end up like Nathaniel Hearts. Congratulations! Nathaniel, top of the morning to you, laddie. send us an email to support@swolenormous.com, swolecard 2412 in the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email. That's what I'm fucking talking about, beesh. Congratulations.
What happened to your queer party friends?
I'm totally comfortable in my body. I just don't want to be in pain.
Another amazing episode. Oh, painful at the end. But it hurts in a good way, right? It was uncomfortable. Ain't gonna lie.
Another example of kink gender would be if someone feels like they have different layers or flavors to their particular
I just
gender.
want to say, if you wonder about, how do you fit into clothes, try having like a 32-inch waist and being able to squat like 300 plus pounds. Like your legs, your glutes, they just don't fit. Because if you have legs that are that wide, clothing companies say well, you must be fat, so you must have a 45-inch waist. So try going on and trying pants that barely fit your legs, and then it's like a hula hoop around your waist. It's not easy to find clothes that fit. Just think, if you're a clothing company, there's 350 million people in the country, right? In the United States. So imagine making clothes hey, I'm going to try to fit 300 million different types of people. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. And most companies don't want to cater to morbidly obese people. Because guess what? No one's going to see the clothes because you don't go anywhere. You just sit around and eat, and you don't go to the fucking gym. Let's go make games. Today be shit. Oh, Charlie. Oh, you're so cute. One-handed piano. Oh, my baby girl. You're so cute, baby. Oh, the tainty, man. Oh.
And my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives.
Go. Ooh. Just in time. Ooh, watch out, church. Almost got you. All right. Excellent. Very nice. Very nice. Let's see you back there. Oh my God. Got it back in there just in time. Very nice. Jessica, damn it. Missed you guys. Well, we got good news, fam. We're going to be back here tomorrow for Wednesday, the 14th. So we'll be back here tomorrow for 2413. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Submit a question, askpapaswolio.com. Check out all the memberships. We got Fuck Your Resolution specials over there, swolenormousx.com. And, of course, check out the brand new fucking merch. We got Luke Swole Walker now available in the Swole Wars collection with Depth Vader. Go and check out the re-release of Depth Vader. It's back. And, of course, the brand new Swole Walker Luke Swole Walker design over there. Use code Daily Swole for 10% off. And don't forget, this Thursday, Roundtable 33 at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Join the fam so you don't miss out. It's fucking fire. It's fucking fire. The roundtables are lit. We'll see you then. And before that, though, we'll see you tomorrow. Peace, McGee's, Deuce, Magoose, your boy Papa Swolio. Oh.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I gift rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
Then I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred
hands on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element.